What's her name?
Annie.
Annie. All that Sam knows about Annie is that she's slapstick, quirky, and just so sort of dippy. The fact that he lives on that houseboat in the middle of the harbour.
Yeah.
Well, not in the middle of the harbour. It's not a hallmark, is it?
It's not a hallmark. And everyone else is going, you know, blah, 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 humbug, or whatever they do.
But they make it feel like a long sort of gestation period.
Yeah, and you're going through...
Not gestation.
Hey, welcome to a seasonal special of Screen Time.
Welcome.
Welcome, everyone. I hope you're having very good holidays.
Yeah. We're two siblings who love to watch movies and revisit them.
And revisit them or watch things afresh.
Yep.
And so this week, being festive and Christmas time, we haven't gone for a Christmas classic.
No, not really. In fact, Christmas only features in a very small part of it, but it's fun.
This week we watched Sleepless in Seattle.
We did indeed.
How many times have you seen this?
Oh gosh, I mean, Sleepless in Seattle, I think is one of those films that I have watched. I haven't watched it a lot recently, to be honest with you, so it was quite nice to revisit it. I'm going to take these off because this bell is
ringing,
kind of going to drive me crazy.
Yeah.
So let's pop that down there. And
the Christmas jumper has it.
Well, no, there's no things on there. So Sleepless in Seattle, I saw at the cinema when it came out, and it's one of those films that I instantly really liked. I'm not into sort of romantic movies per se, but the script was just so great and the characters are so much fun.
And then suddenly, for no reason at all, he starts to talk about how much he loved his wife and how he just fell in love with her, like he was one of those cows in Michigan.
What cows in Michigan?
I have revisited it plenty of times, just purely because every time you watch it, you pick up on new bits and pieces that they're talking about or saying, and the situations they get themselves into is really fun.
Well, this is fate. She's divorced, we don't want to redo the cabinets, and you need a wife. What do they call that when everything intersects?
The Bermuda Triangle.
I don't think I can tell you when I first saw this, because I watch this, I do watch this a lot.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, if I'm having a bad day, it's the kind of movie that you could put on any time of the year. And again, I'm the same as you. I just think the character interaction, there's a lot of characters in this. And what I really like about the film is, you know, when they're interacting with each other, it's natural.
We had some champagne, and what did we use it for?
Uncle Milton's parole, and it was delicious.
It was, wasn't it, Milton?
When people are around a table, it feels natural.
It's really conversational.
Yeah.
There's lots of talking over talking.
Yeah.
It just feels really
it's
cool.
It's light. It's got a lot of comedy.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the plot?
Well, the plot is there's a man called Sam who has a son called Jonah, and the movie starts with him at his wife's funeral.
Yeah.
And you learn very quickly that his wife has been ill and she's just passed away, and he's in a city. I'm not sure.
I think he's in Chicago.
Yeah, he might be in Chicago, but you can tell. You know, he's an architect. People are bringing him cards for therapy, and he just wants a change.
What I think we really need is change.
Good idea. Take a couple of weeks off, get some sun, take Jonah fishing.
Real change.
And so he moves to Seattle with his son, and his son can see that his father is lonely, and I think the little boy himself is lonely as well.
Yeah.
And so calls a radio station
Yeah.
to see if he could help his father find a new girlfriend.
Who is this?
Dr. Marcia Fieldstone of Network America, and you are on the air.
You called a radio station?
This is where the character of Annie sort of comes in, because she hears this on the radio, and so do a lot of other women.
And I knew it. I knew it the very first time I touched her. It was like coming home.
He talks so lovingly about his wife and the life they had together.
Yeah, and you see Annie, who's played by Meg Ryan. And the thing is with Meg Ryan, she's one of these, again, she's really natural on camera, I think. And so when you kind of fall in love with her as well, because there's something really quirky and just like she's
quirky and slapstick.
She's
is the only way I
slapstick,
can-
quirky, and just so sort of dippy.
Yeah.
Just like fumbly and dippy.
They knew it. Time, distance, nothing could separate them because they knew it was right, it was real, it was
A movie.
Her friend Becky is kind of picking up the pieces behind her.
Yeah.
You know.
That's Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell,
And
who's fantastic in this.
She's so good in this, and she's typical of Rosie O'Donnell. She's kind of very sort of put downy. She's very
She's put downy, very abrupt, to the point.
straight to the point. Yeah. So there's some great stuff in there with these two.
The guy could be a crackhead, a transvestite, a flasher, a junkie, a chainsaw murderer, or someone really sick. Someone like my Rick.
And she's her work colleague, isn't she?
I think she might even be her boss.
She's the boss.
She's the boss.
She's the
of
boss.
A like a magazine.
Yeah, it's like a magazine gossip
so I think
column.
she's an editor.
I thought I would look into doing a story on those radio shows.
You'd probably have to go somewhere to really look into it.
Definitely.
So she gives Annie the approval.
Yeah.
To sort of look into this.
To look into this story about dating
him, dating on
because she sort of initially goes, there's this story I heard about. I just heard about it, and that he's looking for a new wife on the radio. He calls up this radio station, and all the other women are like, oh, I heard that. Oh my God, why can't we find a man like that? Blah 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 blah. And there's this real buzz about Sam.
But the thing about Annie is Annie has just become engaged.
To Walter and my baby.
To Walter and Annie.
You're so good at
When Annie hears this radio show, she's on her way driving back home after being
at Christmas.
At Christmas.
Is it Christmas or Thanksgiving?
I think it might be Thanksgiving with her family and her parents, and introducing them to her. To her fiance.
Yeah.
Who's allergic to everything.
He's such a great character.
I feel terrible sneezing at a time like this. This is a very important moment for me.
He's allergic to everything. Don't worry about it.
So this is Bill Pullman, who weirdly is one of these actors that can play like this kind of character, but then he can be like a heroic lead in another. He actually plays the president in like Independence Day, or he's in Casper, and he also plays the love interest in While You Were Sleeping. He's such this chameleon.
Yeah, and I mean, he's a lovely character.
He's a lovely character.
He's a lovely character. You can tell he cares very deeply for Annie. He wants everything to be perfect.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on face of the earth.
The Lou Gehrig line.
They want to do a summer ceremony, and he's worried about being allergic to strawberries, and there's a guy there that's also allergic to bees.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's great. It's really great.
So the story gets propelled along pretty much by the fact that she becomes obsessed because her boss also becomes obsessed with listening in on the radio, because it's just like, oh, he's back on.
Turn on your radio.
What?
The kid is on. You've got me listening to this garbage. Go, turn it on.
And from Sam's point of view, he didn't want any of this, and suddenly all this fan mail starts arriving, and all these propositions from women from all over the country saying, oh, I heard you on the radio, and his son is going through all the letters just going.
The son is great.
The son is so
kind of
good
like his
in
PA
this.
in a
Yeah,
way.
absolutely. An actor called Ross Malinger.
He was fantastic.
Yeah, he was really good.
Really, really likeable.
She's willing to fly anywhere.
Well, she looks like my third grade teacher.
I love his reaction because his father does go on a date. He gets set up with someone who he is working with.
Victoria.
Do you have kids?
No.
You want mine?
She has an annoying laugh.
She's got and she laughs at everything he says.
She laughs at everything. She tries too hard. So because she tries too hard, I think as an audience you automatically go,
Jonah.
oh my goodness.
Hi.
And you feel the same way that the son does.
Yeah, the son's like,
it's like you can feel it grating on the
and
son.
the son keeps throwing out things that they should do.
Yeah, in the hope
she doesn't like one of them. He goes, oh, I really like to go camping. And she goes, oh, I like to go camping too. And he's like,
yeah.
Do you like baseball?
Yes, I do.
In fact, my firm has box seats to the Mariners.
And is really negative about her cooking.
Yeah, yeah.
And all those sorts of
Yeah,
things.
I've never had potatoes like that before or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I think what really makes this film also, I think, is the script.
Dear Sleepless and Son, I have never written a letter like this in my life.
That's what everyone writes at the beginning of letters to strangers.
It's so punchy. I think it's by the same writer who did When Harry Met Sally. Yeah, it's really, really sharp writing.
It's very sharp. And as I said before, one thing that I really like about it, if you take the meal at the parents',
Yeah.
you know, you find out that there's that gentleman that is allergic to bees.
June in the garden.
Oh,
to be in the garden?
What about Harold and bees?
I'm allergic to bees.
We'll spray you.
But there's also other conversations that are naturally happening around the table where I think with a lot of movies, you zone in and you only really hear one and everyone else is going, you know, blah, 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 humbug,
Yeah.
or whatever they do. They get taught in acting school, something like that.
Humbug,
isn't it?
humbug.
There's a word or phrase that they get told.
It's just like gibberish, but in the
Gibberish,
background.
yeah.
Not background
Whereas
noise.
this, you feel like you keep intercutting and they pull another character who's talking about something else, they pull him in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels really natural in the way that happens. I also think that when Becky and Annie are together, there's that scene where Becky has to sort of tell Annie that she's sent Annie's letter.
Oh, yes.
So he can't write. Big deal. Verbal ability is a highly overrated thing in a guy, and our pathetic need for it is what gets us into so much trouble.
Annie is kind of half doing things, like she puts the tap on and then Becky's behind her, like
Switching things off. Yeah.
And following like behind her, and it just works so well because that is the difference between the two characters. As you said, you've got one who's quite slapsticky and a bit kind of all over the place.
But what you find though, what I find really fun about the film is that Becky knows that this idea is crazy, but she's egging her on to do it because really she's not that fussed with Walter.
What about Walter?
Walter. Oh, I would give anything to marry Walter.
She's like, what about Walter? She's just like, oh, you know.
Yes,
the
so tone that she
it's
says
almost
his
like she's
name.
living vicariously through her. Because she hasn't got a great
happy.
relationship. Her relationship is not good.
No, because Annie says to Walter, oh, I need to take this phone call. It's Becky. She's having trouble with Rick again.
It's Becky. She's having trouble with Rick again. I'll go downstairs, Becky. I'll call you back.
And so you know that there's problems there.
Yeah. I think also another real star of this film is the location. I think Seattle in this movie is really fabulous. A lot of it was all shot on location, so they go to like the market. There's all the scenes of it's just wonderful. And the fact that he lives on that houseboat in the middle of the harbour.
Yeah.
Well, not in the middle of the harbour.
I mean, he wanted to be on his own.
He's on a berth, but you know, what a lovely house. And you're just like, wow. So, and of course you've got the Christmas vibe, because the whole period that it takes place in is between either Thanksgiving or Christmas, and it ends up at Valentine's Day. So it's only a period of like maybe 4 months that this whole thing happens over. So it's a really succinct amount of time, but they make it feel like a long sort of gestation period.
Yeah, and you're going through...
Not gestation. They make it feel like a really long period of time, but it's because it's so full of stuff.
It is, and also it's nice celebratory moments, isn't it? So Thanksgiving, you know, you have all the turkey and the food, and then you've got all the lights of Christmas. Yeah. And then, you know, Valentine's is very commercial, so you've got all the lights and things for that as well. So it keeps it in a kind of, you know, they've got excuses to sort of lighten up the movie.
One thing we haven't actually said is that the two main characters don't actually meet until the very end of the movie. So the communication is literally all that Sam knows about, what's her name?
Annie.
Annie. All that Sam knows about Annie is that his son has once read a letter from her saying, oh, let's meet at the top of the Empire State Building on St. Valentine's Day.
Can we go to New York City for Valentine's Day?
What?
Annie Reed from Baltimore wants to meet us at the top of the Empire State Building on Valentine's Day.
And that's all he knows about her, apart from she decides to visit Seattle one time because she's doing a bit of snooping.
Yes,
and
her investigation
to see about all of this, you know.
Private detective.
She gets a private detective who's taking photographs, and so of course, it's just crazy.
Yeah, so she flies out there, and she kind of stalks him a little bit.
She stalks him, and the only time he sees her is when she's walking through the arrivals lounge. And he catches her, and you know immediately because he's trying to find her in the crowd, and he loses her in the crowd, and then he just starts talking to his son again.
Yes.
But it was like, oh, so he would like her if he met her.
Yes.
But he didn't officially.
And then she is watching him with his son on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
He takes his son out on the boat, and then they go and play on the shore. And she's standing across the road from them, and she almost gets knocked down by a lorry. And that is when there's that moment where they're both looking at each other.
Yeah.
And then it dawns on him that he's seen her somewhere before, and he's telling his friends.
Yeah.
It was a weird kind of deja vu thing.
But also, she goes back to. She's in New York, isn't she?
She flies back very, very quickly to New York after that.
Well, because they have those interludes where they keep showing the travel of the plane. So, and then she's back in New York, and she goes, "What do you mean? You saw him on the street?" And she goes, "Well, he was with another woman," and you realise that's his sister. That he's hugging his sister.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know that. She just thinks he's with another. She's like, "What am I doing? I've got Walter." And you know, Becky's like, "Yes, Walter." Oh, like
yeah, exactly. What do you think about the character of Walter?
I think the character of Walter is, I mean, he's played for laughs in some ways, but he's a lovely guy.
Am I what they had in mind?
Oh, Walter, they're gonna love you.
He's just the wrong guy. And in some ways it's like you realise that the two of them are very much the same. They're the same character. He's just as fumbly as she is, and so you know that it's not going to quite gel. But I think he's a great character.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same way. I think what's quite nice about it is they don't paint him out to be an evil person.
I had them size it down. She had really fat fingers.
And I think that's what's quite nice about it, because it comes down to just the fact that they aren't compatible, even though they seem so organised in their everyday life. Like what their bed routine is so spot on.
It's always choreographed.
Yeah, but then you could understand, well, but then that's boring.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that is the reason why.
Yeah.
And you're kind of looking at the reason why it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, his response to her when she's obviously told him what's been going on and the fact that she listened to this radio, whatever, he's so, he's so accepting of it all. And it's like, well, look at the lights on the Empire State Building. It's telling you need to go.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
What works very well, as you said, they are in two different locations. They don't meet each other, only the moments where she goes to see him. But one thing that they do very, very well, and it's quite clever, is there's moments where something that's happening in his life or in the young boy's life kind of intercuts with a moment that's happening in hers. Jonah, his son, doesn't like Victoria at all. And his father's gone on a date with her. They're standing outside on the veranda, and he notices that his father is going to kiss her, and he freaks out because he doesn't like her at all. So he rings back the radio station and is saying, "My father's going to kiss this woman." And of course Becky had been listening to this, calls up Annie in the middle of the night and starts telling her,
Jonah, tell the truth. Are you spying on your father?
Who's he kissing right this minute?
Listen to this.
What's happening? What's happening?
Exactly. And so there's this brilliant moment where Annie is grabbing the phone and telling Walter, you know, don't worry.
Don't wake up. It's fine.
It's Becky with a problem with Rick, and she walks through and hides in a cupboard in the kitchen
with the ironing board.
With the ironing board, trying to stop the ironing board falling out of the cupboard, and she's standing there listening to this radio of what's going on.
And of course, it's a wall phone. It's not a mobile phone.
Yeah.
So the cable
is still
like
out,
strung across the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly. And so then you're with Jonah, and he's chatting away, and at some point, you know, she said, you just have to tell your father how you feel, let out your emotions, or something like that. And so he just puts the phone down and screams.
Jonah? Miss Scarlett in the broom closet with the radio.
And it cuts to Annie with Walter opening the door, and she screams at him. And I think it's a really good intercut, because I think it keeps you engaged and makes you feel like the characters are connected even when they're not.
The interplay is really interesting, and it kind of reminds me of movies from like the 50s and 60s where they'd have a split screen and one person was doing one thing and one thing was doing another.
Like Pillow Talk.
Like Pillow Talk, exactly. And the premise is almost the same in some ways. It's about a party line. Anyway, that's a whole other movie. But what I love about this is that they also incorporate an older movie, which is An Affair to Remember.
And all I could say was, hello.
It's a sign.
The premise of that is echoed in this, where that she wants to meet him on the Empire State Building on St. Valentine's Day. And
every woman in the movie seems to know this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen that movie.
I've seen the movie, but what's interesting about the movie is that she never turns up.
Oh.
And he's angry as to why she never turns up.
Oh,
in this movie, she turns up.
She turns up. Oh, there's the difference.
So there is a difference. But in An Affair to Remember, she doesn't turn up, but he doesn't know why. And the reason is why is that she has an accident and she's crippled below the
legs. Is what the sister describes.
Which is what the sister...
With her little
that
legs.
That scene is actually... It wasn't scripted.
They know, and then they hug, and it's...
That's a chick's movie.
I would say so.
So when they were talking about that, and then they were talking about the Dirty Dozen, and it was really sad when he gets blown up on the Dirty Dozen. That whole sequence was all like ad-libbed.
Okay. Yeah, because it's a very... You've got the emotional perspective, and then you've got...
It's so good.
Their perspective.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's very good. It does highlight the differences of what people enjoy from the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. But it also echoes that kind of like women get attracted to this type of movie and men get attracted to this kind of movie. But I think this movie, although it does go into the sort of women would love this movie more, but I think that there's a really great crossover in this. I think that there's some great male characters in this. They've got Sam's friend who's the builder, he's the architect, and they have those conversations about dating in the modern world, and you know, has she asked you for this, has she asked you for that, and
there's tiramisu.
Yeah, it's like, well, I don't know what that is, but I don't know if I could do it to her, or something like that is the line.
No,
How would I do that?
What do you mean, how do you do it? You call her up, you say, come on, let's get together, we'll look at swatches.
Call her on the phone.
And you just think, yeah, he's been out of the game for so long, and there's some great lines in this.
I think that's what makes it. It's one where there's these one-liners that you just remember.
Yeah, there is actually an interesting fact. Actually, there was in the original filming of it, they had quite a large chunk of time that was done where the actress Parker Posey was going to be in the movie. And they ended up cutting all of her character out of it. I don't know which character it would have been, but ultimately when they filmed You've Got Mail, which also had Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks in it, they gave her a bigger role. She played the girlfriend.
Oh, yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because she was originally meant to be in this film, and they felt really bad about cutting all of her out of it. So they said they promised they would give her this in the next movie.
Wow.
So, yeah. What I think is great about the film is that, like you said, there's nothing malicious anywhere. There's no horrible characters. They've all got reasons to be the way they are, and there are no real evil characters in this film. It's not that kind of movie. That's what makes it a joy to watch. Again, it's like a comfort watch. It's just really lovely to watch. I think there's not one part of the movie that I would go, oh, it's a bit slow here. Every part is there for a reason, and it drives it beautifully.
What you gonna do when you get up there? Spit off the top?
No. I'm going to meet my new mother.
It's not sickly sweet.
Yeah.
Because there's some movies where
It's not a Hallmark, is it?
it's not a Hallmark. It's not a Hallmark at all. It's clever and
Yeah.
it's well written
Yeah.
and it's well rounded.
Yeah.
And as you said, every scene has a purpose.
Yeah.
Yes, it's got tender, very, very tender moments. It's very cozy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about it is very cozy, but it's not over the top.
You know that movie?
One of my wife's favorites.
Not manufactured.
No, it does feel real, even though it has that kind of magic touches to it. It is magical.
Yeah.
You know, it is.
It's funny because I think, you know, when you said, oh, let's do this as a Christmas watch, and you immediately when you think about it, you go, yeah, let's do this as a Christmas watch because it's a Christmas movie. And then you realise, actually, it's not a Christmas movie,
No.
but it feels like a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it so wonderful. It's just such a lovely film to watch.
I think it's perfect for this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I mean, you want something that you can just sort of sit down, you know,
with
relax
your hot chocolate.
with your hot chocolate, with a nice warm fire or in a nice warm room with some colourful lights.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Just sit back and relax.
Yeah.
And I think this one does it.
It's wonderful. I mean, if you haven't seen Sleepless in Seattle with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, you should definitely give it a go because I know that you'll probably have a really good time with it. It's fun. There's some great side characters in this. There's like a laugh every couple of minutes or so. The situations are bonkers. And it's from a softer time, the late 90s. It just feels really homely and lovely.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Yeah, do check it out.
Yeah.
It is worth a watch.
Definitely.
And I think that wraps it up.
That wraps it up. That wraps up our little Christmas gift.
Little Christmas gift to you.
What would you give the score for this?
Oh, I would give this, I think I would have to go high because it is a good one for me, a 9.
Okay, I'd give it an 8.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, let us know your scores and have a really happy Christmas
holiday season. Yeah, absolutely.
And
you take care.
Take care, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.
Oh, remember to like and subscribe if you could. That'd be amazing too.
Oh, yes.
That'd be a Christmas gift to us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.